building dreams on the Young Money Show, where entrepreneurial dreams become a reality.
There's no losing, only learning. There's no failure, only opportunities. And there's no problems, only solutions. So to me, what failure is the mother of all success. All it can do is learn and come back bigger, better, stronger. Because all it's going to do is lead you in the right direction. See, if you're always winning, then you don't really understand what it is to win. You got to take those losses. You got to take those hits. There's got to be the valleys, the peaks, the ups, the downs. When it does happen, you go, wow, qué rico.
Hey, my name is Taku David, and you are tuned into the Young Money Show on ZiFM Stereo, where we talk to the game changers and the change bringers. Today, I'm with Curtly Gwindi, who is a social influencer, broadcast journalist, MC, marketing strategist, TV presenter, PR and communications personnel. Curtly, what on earth do you do?
Let's just say the nature of what I do is multifaceted, Taku, and thank you so much for having me on the Young Money Show. Let me just say I love to make money while I'm young. That's the best way to put it.
This is why you're the right guy to be on the show, man. I love your energy. I love the work you've been doing, Curtly.
Absolutely.
I think one of the things that I quickly noticed about you is that you have the gift of positioning.
Yes.
You are able to position yourself in opportunities where success sees you. How have you done that, and has that been an intentional thing?
First and foremost, let me say we thank God for that. To answer your question, I have been very deliberate and intentional in terms of getting myself in the right place, in the right rooms at the right time, because timing is everything, man. And we're not getting any younger. We are getting old. But I would like to believe that each and every move that one makes should be strategized, should be calculated in a way that you end up in the right place and specifically at the right time.
Talking about not getting younger, I don't think anyone can get much younger than you. Curtly, you're 24 years old.
Yes, 24 and proud. Yes,
and
yes,
you got your start in university, and you actually had a start before that.
Yes.
So in university, you were part of the SRC, and
yes,
you were media and publicity representative for the SRC.
Yes.
And before that,
yes,
you were vice president of junior parliament.
The child parliament.
Child parliament.
Yes, the days I save. I was the youngest ever, by the way, at Form 2, which is exactly 14 years old. I was elected into child parliament, and I ran the thing.
We see a lot of these guys, who strike big success
yes,
at a very young age, and
absolutely,
then later you don't hear about them, or they just disappear into obscurity. But for you, what did that opportunity do for you in your career, your personal development, your confidence, everything? What did that do?
So that opportunity actually made me believe that I have what it takes to, change the game, so to speak, to create a wave, to be someone of influence as well as someone of substance. And in short, and the power. I'm so happy to share that story, because I have to. There's an old saying, it's an adage that goes, "We're not makers of history, we're made by history." Yes, we do end up making history as we go, but what we have riding on us sometimes plays a big role in terms of what you actually then manifest and what you become. And what I would owe most of the credit to, it was just that same thing that you were talking about, positioning, because it's actually funny. The story of me ending up in that seat started with me being a junior member of parliament for the particular constituency where my high school was, which was Mazoe West, and how I was actually positioned in that place. It was through an election once again, but I was just called on. Curtly, can you speak? Come do this. Okay, cool. You won. We're going to junior parliament now. Oh, you're now vice president. It just happened. Yeah. So because of that, I was like, no, this is serious, and maybe I should stop, relying on time and chance, and actually now calculate the moves going forward, which is exactly what I've been.
Which is fascinating, because you let me onto a little secret.
Yes.
Of yours, which was that when you were younger, you had braces. And, issues of insecurity.
Yes.
And now hearing you talk, no one would ever believe that.
100%.
You're so confident, you're so well spoken, no one would believe that.
Yes.
But how did you manage to still break through that barrier of insecurity and be able to position yourself as someone who's a speaker, who's confident, and get put into such an office?
So the braces came at a point where, I was very insecure, firstly about my smile, and secondly about my confidence in general. And my confidence in general was what I needed to perhaps stand on a stage, perhaps go behind a microphone, go behind a camera. With much of the work that I do, it involves those three things. And I would like to believe that through, the process, the painful process, actually, let me just call it that, of having the braces and then going through, a phase where I was mumbling, where, I had a lisp, I would speak like this most of the time. And, I didn't have that confidence to sort of like, just express myself in the manner that I wanted. And it put me under for quite a bit. And I was that guy for a moment of time. It was cute. I mean, girls liked it, but
at that time, that's all that mattered.
That's all that mattered. But knowing where I wanted to be, and also just knowing where I'd come from, because this happened in between my high school years, with a lot of the opportunities that I missed. I'm still grateful because maybe it was just that particular season that I had to go through, and it also pruned me to become who I am today.
And going back into this thing of positioning, I think that's going to be one of our biggest themes.
Absolutely. Let's make it the subject matter, 100%.
Going back into positioning. Right now, Curtly, you're in the studio and you've got a very nice embroidery badge on your lapel that says Curtly Gwindi.
Yes.
And that's the brand.
That's the
Curtly
brand.
Gwindi.
100%.
What are you positioning this brand for? What does Curtly Gwindi represent as a brand?
Okay, Curtly Gwindi as a brand. Thanks so much for that question, Taku David. People get it misconstrued. They think because you have a logo, that logo is your brand. Anything else doesn't matter. Tiny brand, yeah, Curtly, because it's a logo. No. The substance that this brand carries. First and foremost, I think I will zero into what I would say this brand can associate with, which is firstly the general spectrum of speaking. So the motto or particular statement that moves with this logo is, as you speak, 100 billion regrets disappear. So I've even got like a little tagline that's the payoff line that moves. So even when I send you a quote or whatever in association with this brand, that's what it is. So it's anything to do with speaking, all things microphone, all things camera related, all things those particular things behind the mic, behind the camera, and always making sure that eloquency, grooming, etc. So I do consult for a lot of those things in terms of speech consultancy, in terms of just the general grooming, in terms of making sure that the kid grows up to be articulate in the way that there's all kinds of things that I get into. And then on the commercial side as well, I do MC, I do motivational speaking, I do TV and radio presenting. The list is endless. I am a voiceover artist once again. So those are the kind of things that this brand is associated with. And when we think Curtly, we just want to make sure that we think the guy on the stage, the guy behind the mic, the guy behind the camera, the guy presenting something.
So the 360.
Yes, basically. I do the entire 360. I run the race, and I'm hoping to finish it well and strong.
And just self-introspection.
Yes.
What do you think makes you stand out?
In terms of what I do, and in terms of who I am, that's a very deep question. I'm always quick to answer questions this time.
You tell us. Why are
you want to hear it from me?
Why are you special?
Yes. What makes me stand out, I would like to believe, is the fact that I always carry a certain rapport that allows my presence to be natural. I don't fake it. I don't fake who I am. Taku, one of the key things I try my best to do is always be who I am and what I am. because of that, people are inclined to like something that's natural, something that's real, something that's not fake, something that's not staged. In as much as most of the work that we do, is scripted, it has to be like tip top, because I love the fact that right now, I have a studio show that's live, and it's literally what it is. I have to do it on the beat. It's gone home the moment I say it. That's basically what it is. So because of that, it's taught me as well to ingrain that into my character, which is just be real, be who you are. Therefore, you don't have to have a situation where you rehearse. Life is not rehearsed. Life is real. And that's what particularly I would like to believe makes me who I am and what makes me stand out. I'm as real as they come. And I'm also privileged to be your friend. You know this about me. I'm real with you, bro.
It is my privilege. But talking about being yourself, and staying true to your brand as well.
Yes.
How difficult is it to manage being a brand ambassador for various brands? We've seen you get dressed by certain companies, or you do some promotional advertising for other companies.
That's right.
How difficult is it to keep your originality, to keep your values, to keep your character while you're representing another brand?
Yes. So how we always do it is try our best to get a little bit of what the character of the brand that I want to work with is, and also then infuse my character into that brand. But how they look for me or how they find me is always making sure that there's something between the two of the brands, mine and theirs, that aligns, and we capitalize on that. So the key thing is always making sure that in terms of like, if you come to me with a brand ambassador deal, if you come to me with some kind of, brand influence deal, I will always make sure that we find that particular niche, or that whatever we zero in on, that just makes us align, or that marries us together. And that way, for example, the fashion brand, I love my fashion. They came through, they said, hey, we gonna dress you. I was like, no problem. And we were singing right after.
The gentleman journalist.
Yes, 100%.
So, Curtly, you have a show that runs live on television, which is Trending with Curtly.
Yes.
And you touch on various trending issues on social media and what's happening in Zimbabwe or internationally.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure you are not immune from the joys and the lows of social media itself.
Yes.
So how do you handle matters of bad publicity?
Yeah.
And also, how do you handle the perils of social media? The anxiety you get from seeing other people doing what they're doing. You say, I need to be in that position.
100%.
Or being that person who's posting a selfie every 2 minutes instead of having dinner with your family.
Yeah.
So how do you manage, one, the bad publicity that comes with that, and also secondly, some of the issues of vanity that arise from social media that can also become a detriment to your personal life?
A detriment to my personal life. That's correct. Yeah, wow. Thank you so much for that, Taku. That's a very, very, very pertinent question. So firstly, I would like to point out, like I mentioned earlier, once again, that I was in the limelight from a very young age by virtue of being, a public speaker, as well as also getting into the child parliament. Trust me, the junior parliament was a big deal at that time. And, it also then just exposed me to the public. And because of that, I then became someone who also now needed to have the public continuously see me so that I stay relevant. And I'll answer your second question first. You have to keep up so in as much as I've got the exposure to keep up the appearance, I always need to make sure that I have to be real within that. So that's my biggest strength.
Curtly, thank you so much for pulling through to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me, Taku David.
In typical Young Money fashion, I'm giving you 30 seconds. Drop your knowledge for the youth.
Okay.
What do you think, someone who's listening, who's like you, who wants to be just like you, who's in your position or in the position that you were in the past, what can you say to them?
All right, 100%. Thank you so much for having me, Taku. First of all, my name is Curtly Gwindi. I always say this, Kurt by name and not by nature. That's how I roll. And to the young person listening today on the Young Money Show with Taku David, I would like to say, please continue to make sure that, I've always wanted to say this, but I'll only say, I guess I'll only say it a second time when I have enough money to say it, but I'll still say it right now. We all have the same 24 hours, right? And we need to make sure that we utilize it as much as we can. This is to the kid in school. This is to the kid who's working. This is to the kid who's in university, still doing his college, trying to get a grind. Or this is the kid who's grinding on the streets. The 24 hours you use are always vital in terms of capitalizing or maximizing on how best you can, reach your dream and reach your goals. Always pay attention to what your heart is saying. What other people say sometimes doesn't matter. What your heart is saying, it will always direct you into the right place and the right path. Today, I would like to believe the topic was positioning. So position yourself to be the greatest thing that's ever walked this earth after bubblegum. Thank you so much.
You're disqualified. That wasn't 30 seconds. But ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from Curtly Gwindi, the brand, on the Young Money Show. Please tune in next week, Wednesday. We'll be talking to more young people just like Curtly, who are making a change, who are chasing their dreams and living their best lives. I'm Taku David, and I'm out.
Z.